Good morning to you all, dear students. Welcome to another session of Elective Accounting 3. Today we are going to solve example number 7. In the last session we have discussed example number 6. As I have told you in advance as well, the name of example number 6 and 7, both of them are equal. So just don't worry, we are going with the balance sheet total. The balance sheet total of example number 6 was 20 lakhs. And today that we are going to solve example number 7, the balance sheet total of the same is 70 lakhs, right? So let us have a look at the example first. The following is the balance sheet of CM Limited. 12% preference shares of rupees 100 each, equity shares of rupees 10 each at rupees 8 per share. So 10 rupees is the face value, but only 8 rupees paid up, right? 12% debentures, general reserve, creditors 10 lakhs. On the asset side we have land and building 12,50,000, machinery 30 lakhs, furniture 3,75,000, stock 10 lakhs, debtors 5 lakhs, cash 375, bills receivables 2,50,000, preliminary expense 2,50,000, and the total of balance sheet is 70 lakhs. Additional informations we have: the present value of company's assets should be taken as double. Goodwill of the company is to be valued at 3 times the average super profit of the last 3 years. Average profit of last 3 years after deducting tax is 15 lakhs. For the last 3 years, the company has been transferring 25% of the profit after tax every year to its general reserve account. The expected rate of return in company's line of business is 10%. From the above information, find out fair value of equity share of the company. Example courtesy by B.S. Shah Prakashan, right? So this is the example. So firstly, we need to calculate goodwill. So for the valuation of goodwill, that will be our first step, right? So for that we need to start from the capital employed up to the valuation of goodwill, right? So the first point of the same will be capital employed, right? Which requires total assets minus total liability. So for the total asset, let us consider our example first. So sequence of the balance sheet has to be maintained. In the adjustment number 1, it is said that the present market value of company's asset should be taken as double. બધી કંપનીની જે અસેટ છે એને આપણે ડબલ વેલ્યુ લેવાની છે, રાઈટ? સો લેન્ડ એન્ડ બિલ્ડિંગ વોઝ 12,50,000. So now land and building will be 25 lakhs, double than the book value, right? Likewise, machinery given was 30,000. So now double that, 30 lakhs. So now double is 60 lakhs. Then furniture. So furniture is 3,75,000. So double will be 7,50,000. Then stock. So value of this stock can also be double. So instead of 10 lakhs we need to take 20 lakhs, right? Then debtors. See, most important point. Debtors means amount which is going to be received from the debtors, right? આપણે જેને ક્રેડિટ સેલ્સ કરેલું છે એની પાસેથી આપણે 5 lakhs લેવાના છે. તો હવે સિમ્પલ વસ્તુ વિચારો, આપણે 5 lakhs રૂપીસ લેવાના છે તો એ હવે આપણને 10 lakhs રૂપીસ તો ના જ આપે. સિમ્પલ વસ્તુ છે. ઓલરાઇટ, so the value of debtors will be same, 5 lakhs rupees. Value of the debtors cannot be doubled. Nobody can pay you double the amount that the required one, right? So the debtors will be as it is 5 lakhs. તમને કોઈ ડબલ પૈસા નહીં આપે ક્રેડિટ સેલ્સ માટેના. ઓલરાઇટ, so debtors will be 5 lakhs as it is. Then cash. So cash cannot also be doubled by itself, okay? એની મેરે ડબલ નહીં થઈ જાય. તો કેશ પણ આપણે શું લેવાના? 3,75,000 as it is રહેશે. And likewise bills receivables. તમારે પૈસા લેવાના છે તો એ પણ ડબલ કોઈ આપશે નહીં. તો બિલ્સ રિસીવેબલ્સ પણ એટલાના જ રહેશે 2,50,000 and preliminary expenses are not going to be considered as they are the fictitious assets, right? So let us make the total. 25 lakhs plus 60 lakhs plus 7,50,000 plus 20 lakhs plus 5 lakhs plus 3,75,000 plus 2,50,000. So that is 1,23,75,000. Place the zeros and commas properly without any mistakes. Now let us discuss total. Let us deduct total liabilities. So at the liability side we have 12% debentures, rupees 12,50,000, and creditors. Only two liabilities. Creditors 10 lakhs. So the amount will be 12,50,000 minus 10 lakhs. So the amount will be 1,01,25,000. Now don't forget to deduct preference share capital, which is given in the example 12,50,000, right? So my net capital employed will be 88,75,000, right? So this is my capital employed. Alright, see, let us have a look at it once again. Land and building doubled, machinery doubled, furniture doubled, and stock doubled. So you can remember like that all the fixed assets would be valued at double, plus from the current assets only the value of stock can be doubled, other current assets will remain same, right? So now capital employed is 18,75,000. Second step, expected profit. So the formula is capital employed into expected rate of return, right? So the capital employed is 88,75,000 into expected rate is 10%, right? So my expected profit will be 8,87,500 rupees, right? So we have completed two steps for the goodwill, capital employed and expected profit. Moving further with the third step, average profit, which is directly given in the example, that is 15 lakhs. Fourth step, average adjusted profit. So this is given 15 lakhs after tax, right? So now for average adjusted profit, let us take average profit first, that is 15 lakhs, right? Then we only have to deduct preference share capital from, preference share dividend, that is 12,50,000 into 10%. So that would be 1,25,000, as this is after tax. Plus second thing, no any non-trading investment after tax, so there is no need to deduct the interest of the same as well. So directly from this we need to deduct preference share dividend. So the answer will be 13,75,000. So this is my average adjusted profit. You should remember guys, amount transferred to general reserve is not going to be deducted at the time of calculating valuation of goodwill, right? That we will consider only at the time of valuation of shares, because the share value would be decreased by that extent, because the shareholders will get less amount because certain amount is transferred to general reserve, whereas goodwill is judged on the profitability of the business. So this would be the profit for the calculation of goodwill, right? So here we are ignoring the amount transferred to general reserve. That will be taken only at the time of calculation of shares. Next step number 5, super profit. So formula: average adjusted profit minus expected profit. So average adjusted profit is 13,75,000 and my expected profit was 8,87,500. So my super profit is 4,87,500 rupees, right? Now 6th point, goodwill. Formula: super profit into number of years of purchase. So my super profit is 4,87,500 into 3 years. So 14,62,500 is the valuation of my goodwill, right? So this is the first answer. Valuation of goodwill is 14,62,500. So here we have completed our first stage of finding out the value of goodwill. Now point number B, finding out valuation of share. In that, the very first one, intrinsic value of share. So for that we need to have the amount of net asset, right? So the formula of net asset will be total assets minus total liabilities minus preference share capital, right? So here we can have the shortcut method. We have total assets minus total liability minus preference share capital directly with us in the form of capital employed, which was 88,75,000. If in this example any non-trading investments are given, so that should not be taken into consideration at the time of valuation of goodwill, right? So that would not be included in this. So if non-trading investment is given in this example, then we need to add it in this non-trading investment. But here it is not given, so dash. Now add the value of goodwill as well in this, right? So that is 14,62,500. So our net asset will be 1,03,37,500. So this is the value of our net asset. Now for calculating intrinsic value, what will be the formula? Net asset divided by number of equity share. So here most important thing, look at the equity share capital, guys. So number of equity share, how can we get? Equity share capital divided by paid up value per share. Up till now, in each and every example, it was only given equity share of ₹10 each fully paid, right? So પૂરા 10 rupees ની face value છે ને પૂરેપૂરા receive થઈ ગયું છે. Look at in this example, equity shares of rupees 10 each, rupees 8 paid up. This is the new thing in this example, right? So here number of equity share will be 20 lakhs divided by 8, not 10, right? So I am just writing this with a black color so that you can remember this. 20 lakhs divided by 8 rupees per share, because paid up value is rupees 8 only. So number of shares will be 2,50,000 shares, right? Don't forget this most important one. We need to take paid up value, right? Not 10 rupees. So now intrinsic value will be formula net asset upon number of shares, number of equity shares. So net asset is 1,03,37,500 divided by 2,50,000. If you are going to take 10 instead of 8, then this would be 2 lakhs here, and if this is wrong, your intrinsic value will also be wrong. If your intrinsic value is wrong and your yield value is correct, then also the fair value tends to be incorrect, right? So take care properly and do it accordingly. So the answer will be rupees 41.35. This is the intrinsic value of equity share as far as this example is concerned, right? So let us have a look at it once again. 1,03,37,500 divided by 2,50,000. So rupees 41.35, right? So this is the first value of share, intrinsic value. Now second value, that is yield value or market value method, right? So for that, firstly we need to calculate percentage of dividend. So formula, divisible profit upon equity share capital into 100. So for that purpose, we should find out divisible profit. So for divisible profit, we have the average profit after tax, which is 15 lakhs, right? Then we have to deduct, which is given in the question, for the last 3 years, company has been transferring 25% of profit after tax every year to its general reserve account. Profit after tax na 25% ट्रांसफर करे छे जनरल रिजर्व ना, चोखवट करे छे के प्रॉफिट आफ्टर टैक्स ना 25%. So 3,75,000 of 15 lakhs, which is going to be transferred to general reserve. So answer will be 11,25,000, and then preference dividend should be deducted, rupees 1,25,000. So my divisible profit will be 10 lakhs. Alright, so this is the new thing that we have not considered at the time of goodwill, but now at the time of valuing share we need to consider this. Alright, so now percentage of dividend will be formula divisible profit divided by equity share capital, and as it is percentage, that would be into 100, right? So divisible profit is 10 lakhs, equity share capital 20 lakhs into 100. So percentages are 50%. If my equity share capital is 20 lakhs, if I am getting the divisible profit of the business is 10 lakhs, then it is saying that I can declare dividend up to 50% if I am declaring the whole amount as a dividend. Now, yield value formula, percentage of dividend divided by expected rate of return into most important paid up value per share, right? So percentage of dividend was 50, expected rate of return was 10, and paid up value per share is 8 rupees in this example, right? This is the new thing. We generally are taking face value over here because up till now in each and every examples the equity shares were fully paid, right? But here it is specifically given face value rupees 10, rupees 8 paid up. So here we need to take paid up value per share, that is rupees 8, right? So here the yield value is taken at rupees 40. 50 into 10, 50 divided by 10 into paid up value, that is 8 rupees, right? Now the last step of valuation of share, that is C, fair value of equity share. So formula, intrinsic value plus yield value divided by 2. So intrinsic value was 41.75, yield value was 40 divided by 2. So the answer is 41.35. So 41.35 plus 40 divided by 2. So my fair value is 40.675 rupees. જો અહીંયા સુધી તમારા બધા આન્સર્સ કરેક્ટ હશે તો જ પૂરા માર્ક્સ મળશે. So asked was fair value. If your fair value is incorrect, then you won't get full marks. Fine. So I hope you have understood the example properly. Let us have a look at the full example. Let me change the focus so that you can come to know about the whole example and its calculation. See, this is the first page that we have calculated today. Valuation of goodwill, in which capital employed is 88,75,000 and expected profit is 8,87,500. Likewise, next, average profit, average adjusted profit, super profit and goodwill 14,62,500. Next page, valuation of share. Intrinsic value, for that we have calculated net asset. How? Capital employed plus goodwill plus non-trading investment. So here in this example, non-trading investments are not given, right? So directly number of share and intrinsic value, we get our intrinsic value 41.35. Then yield value, in which we have calculated divisible profit first, then we have calculated percentage of dividend 50%, then we have calculated yield value at paid up value 8 rupees per share, so that will be 40 rupees. And next, fair value, intrinsic value plus yield value divided by 2. So my fair value comes to rupees 40.675. Alright, so this is the whole example that we did today. Don't forget to write this down in your notebook. Alright. In the next lecture, we are going to solve our example number 8. Thank you all.